All right, today we're going to talk about converting phrases or written expressions into numerical expressions. The thing about it, you got to know there's certain phrases they use for certain different operations. For addition, for operations, they use these words right here: more than, sum, plus, increased by, added to. I want you to underline sum, because sum is the answer to an addition problem, and you're going to need to know that. They're going to use that throughout the year. They won't, 99% of the time, they won't ever say 4 plus 5. All right? They'll say the sum of 4 and 5, which you'll write as 4 plus 5. Sometimes they'll say more than, but I mean plus is just the easy one, so they won't ever use it. Increased by, they'll use some, and added to, they'll use some, but most of the time it's going to be sum or increased by. All right, does that make sense? So how I read it is how I write it. If it says 4 more than 5, I write 4 plus 5. If it says 9 added to 11, then I write 9 plus 11. Does that make sense? All right, write these then. The next operation is subtraction. And these are the phrases or expressions they use to express subtraction. You need to underline difference. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. That's the one you're going to hear most often. What is the difference of 5 and 4? When you see that, when you read that, you write it just like you see it. The difference of 5 and 4, that's written as 5 minus 4. Decreased by, they use a little bit. Minus, they won't ever use. It's too easy. Remainder, every once in a while. But you see, we've got three phrases down here that are a little different, right? And pay attention to these. Less than is the one they use most often. But you see right there it says reverse order. What that means is how you read it is not how you're going to write it. Here, for difference or increase by, if I saw decrease by, it would say 9 decreased by 4. So I'd write 9 minus 4. But for less than, if I read 4 is less than 9, I write it as 9 minus 4. I have to switch the order of it. That's what reverse order stands for. If I saw 10 is subtracted from 20, I'd write 20 minus 10. Does everybody see what that means? And fewer than is the same thing. 100 fewer than 200. So I'd write 200 minus 100. You have to switch the order. This is the only one that's like that. Okay? And they're going to use it the most often, because you have to be able to pay attention. Any questions? Alright, this is multiplication. You need to underline product. Product's the one that they use the most for multiplication, because it's an answer to a multiplication problem. So, like I said, most often, 99% of the time, that's the one they want. They'll say, what is the product of 4 and 5? So that'll be 4 times 5. Times, that's too easy. They won't ever use that one. If you see doubled or twice, that's one they'll use every once in a while. That means you times it by 2. So if they say the number of students in this class was doubled, that means you times it by 2. Okay? Or if they said twice the amount of Cokes, right, then you times it by 2. Any questions about that? Here's the last one, division. Write these down. All right, division is pretty easy. You're either going to see quotient or divided by. Underline quotient. That is the answer to a division problem. This is the one they'll use 99% of the time. They'll say the quotient of 12 and 4. So it's written just like this. 12 divided by 4. All right. You write it how you read it, along with all of the others except for subtraction. That's the only one where it's a little different. All the rest, you read it and write it the exact same way. All right? Don't forget quotient. That's the one, I'm telling you, they'll use that up until the OCCT test. That will be on there. It'll say, what's the quotient of this? And be surprised or not, a lot of time I have students ask me, what's quotient? Well, if you don't know it by the end of the year, we're in trouble. All right? Any questions? Alright, write down those phrases right there. What you'll see for your homework, it'll say 7 more than a group. It'll say translate this to a numerical expression. So I see more than. First thing I do is I look back at my notes and I find what type of problem is more than. Someone raise your hand. Camden. Addition. So I just write it how I see it. 7 more than, so I put the plus sign where more than is, and then a group. Anytime it says a group, that's an unknown number, right? I don't know how many is in the group. So I use a variable, just a letter. I can use G for group. You can use X or Y, whatever you want, all right? But I'm going to use G. So I see that it's 7 plus G. 7 more than a group. 4 less than a number. What type of problem is less than? Someone raise their hand. Yes, Alan. Subtraction. So tell me how I write this. Number sign, or let's say that's a number. So let's say it's in. Okay. Minus 4. Why'd you flip it? Because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay. With less than. Okay, make sure you remember you reverse the order. You don't write it how you read it. You do the opposite of it. Good. All right, write that down. All right, if I see something like this 4 times, obviously that's going to be multiplication, so just 4. And I'm going to write S for Snickers. I try not to use S because it looks too close to a 5, but for this it's fine. Okay, I can also put in parentheses. Either way, it's a multiplication problem. Any questions? All right, I want you to read this, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, so this says a company rents a houseboat for $200 plus an extra $30 per day. So no matter what, whether you have it for a day, 10 minutes, an hour, or a week, you're going to pay at least $200. Okay, that's what we call a base fee. It's $200, whether you take it out and bring it right back, or whether you have it for a month, you're going to pay at least $200. Then they charge an extra $30 per day. So if I have it 1 day, I'm going to pay a total of $230. If I had it 2 days, I'm going to pay $260. Everybody see how that works? So the first question, A, says write an expression and be used to find the total cost to rent a houseboat. So $200 plus the $30 per day. So I'm going to write 30, and I'm going to write D for days. So if I have it 1 day, I'd put 1 for D. If I have it 2, I'd write 2 for D. I want you guys to answer number B. All right, Camden, tell me what you have.
$1,380.
All right. So let's talk about how you got that. So you have $200 a day. How many days did they have that, Camden? 6. So I take 30 times 6. What is 30 times 6? 180. So what is 200 plus 180? 380. Good. Good, Camden. All right, so we're going to work with variables which are unknown amounts. Okay, eventually we'll find what they are, okay, on our own. But right now they're going to just give us those numbers. So the first step is to plug in what I have. 9 for A, 11 for C, over 3 minus 15. Now my question is AC 911 or is it 9 times 11? It's 9 times 11. When you have two variables side by side, then it's a multiplication problem. I'm taking 9 times 11, which is what? Alan?
99.
Alan says 99. He's right. Miss Beck, what is 99 divided by 3? 33. 33 minus 15 is 18. Good. There's my answer. All right, so I'm going to replace, my first step is always to replace the letters with the numbers that I have. A was 9. B was 4. And C was 11, right? So I work out grouping symbols first. So I go over here, I work out everything inside here before I can do anything else. So I have multiplication and I have addition. So I'm going to do 2 times 4. What is 2 times 4? 8. What is 8 plus 11? 19. Some of you made a mistake there. Make sure you fix it. Then I have 8 times 9 minus 19. What's 8 times 9? 72 minus 19 is what? 53. If you didn't get that, make sure you get that now. Fix those mistakes. See where you went wrong. Okay? If you multiplied 8 and 11, make sure you know to watch out for that and you don't make that same mistake. Alright, here's your homework assignment. Okay, make sure 34 you write at least 3 complete sentences explaining how you solved it. I had several people yesterday forget to do that, so don't forget to do it.